Welcome back. We continue live right here at Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani with you until 11 o'clock. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call on the Borders and Borders hotline. Call the number you see, 412-575-2600, and we'll talk. We also have some tweets in. At KD Pomp is my Twitter handle. Ron Matthews says, Bob, you are not a big proponent of the loser point in the NHL, but that might be what gets the Penguins into the playoffs. And you are right, Ron, that could very well be. But I don't like loser points. I'm of the belief that if you win, you win, and if you don't, you don't. And to me, it makes it very simple to calculate. Like, for example, with all the loser points, you can look at the actual record of a team, and it says one thing, and it's really not the other. If you factor in those losses, which they are, loser points, you end up with a team that basically resembles a 500 team, and the Penguins have been riding that pretty much all season long in that neighborhood. A lot of teams are. I don't like it. I think if you win the game, you get 2 points. If you lose the game, you get 0 points, regardless of how it happens. Jared Stark says on Twitter, with the Penguins playing back-to-back games in Buffalo and Montreal starting tomorrow, who gets to start in goal first? I got to believe Murray, and then I'd go to DeSmith. Murray has earned that opportunity. I would see them riding with him. He is the #1 guy at this point. I thought he played well in Columbus, although the guys in front of him did a very good job as well. And so I would go with Murray tomorrow and DeSmith on Saturday. Right now we're going to the lines at 412-575-2600. Herb is on line 1. Hey, Herb.
Hi, Bob. Thanks for taking my call.
Anytime.
I just wanted to give a shout-out to Butler High School basketball for upsetting Pine Richland last night in the 6A semifinals.
Yeah,
and,
big win for them, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, and if you get a chance, Bob, go down. If you get a chance to watch the game at Peterson Event Center Saturday, keep an eye on Ethan Morton. He's a special player.
Now, I know about him. I saw there was a good performance tonight by a kid named Trey Harvey from Nazareth Prep. He had like 33 points. He had a whole bunch of threes, and he was the difference in the game and why Vincentian lost. I think they met twice earlier this year, and Vincentian won both games. I might be mistaken on that, but so Nazareth Prep gets a win there. So I will take a note on that. Thank you for calling, Herb. Appreciate the call. Let's go to line 3. Dan in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. Hey, Dan.
Hey, how you doing, Paul?
What's up, man?
Hey, not too much. Hey, you know me about Pitt basketball. I just can't watch this basketball. I mean, are they getting better? I mean, I know we got like freshmen playing, but seems like they're getting worse. Like, I flipped the game on yesterday. It was 24-9. I mean,
it's slow starts.
You got the X-Man in McGowan, but I mean, can't they get like a college transfer to fit in?
Yeah. Well, right now they don't. This is his first. I say be patient. Jeff Capel's doing everything he can do, but yeah, they started 2-2, and I think increased expectations when they weren't really ready for that. But lately, they fall behind early. They do not have the arsenal to come back and dig out of big holes. And last night it was 8-0 before you took your seat.
Though. I mean, Penn State beat Michigan.
Yeah, they are. Penn State is a better team than Pitt right now. There's no doubt about that. And if you look at Penn State in their last 5 to 7 games, they've been good enough. They've upset Michigan. They upset Maryland. They're playing good teams. Nebraska, they beat pretty handily. So that's a good team. Unfortunately, they started so badly, they're digging themselves out. So
I'll hang in there, yeah.
All right. Give Pitt some time. He needs to go through another recruiting class. He may bring in some JUCO guys. They need size. But they have 2 good freshmen there for sure. You mentioned Trey McGowans and Xavier Johnson, both those guys. The thing is, they get into foul trouble also, too. They're very aggressive to the rim, and sometimes they bring on these charging calls against them, and it'll come. The one thing I like about them, they don't give up. Last night they were down big. They came back, trimmed it to 10. They were down by as many as 25. I forget how big the deficit was, but they kept coming. Let's go to Jake in Mount Washington. What's up, Jake? How are you?
Good, Bob. How are you?
What's up, man?
Hey, so Colbert's made it, or Ann Rooney, I guess. They've made it clear that they don't want to trade him to a NFC or AFC North team. Today, Dorsey said to Colbert, I want to, something along the lines of, I want to make sure you have my number.
Right.
What do you think about the Browns giving a first-round pick? Do you think that could ever happen?
Well, I mean, if the Steelers don't want to deal with Antonio Brown head-to-head twice a year, then they won't make that. But I don't worry about that stuff at all. I'm looking at what I can get in return, value for value. And if it means getting a deal with Cleveland, then so be it. Bring it on if that's what it's going to take. Because it seems like a lot of teams are kind of shying away. I don't know if they're just it's gamesmanship or what. But for a guy of this talent, if he can just keep his act together, which I doubt the way he's been going, I don't mind who they deal with. The only team I wouldn't deal with is New England, just because. All right, man. Appreciate the call. Let's go out to Ernest in Monroeville. What's up, Ernest? How are you?
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Hey, you know what? After what the Phillies did with Bryce Harper, I see the Pirates having no shot whatsoever at anything unless Bob Netting gets a partner for the team. Because I don't see them competing, and salary-wise, he almost makes more than the whole team.
Oh,
You know,
he
that's a
makes
lot
more
of
than
change.
he makes. That's $330 million the Phillies gave him. And listen, this system, quite frankly, stinks. It's not good for baseball. I know people will tell you, well, look at baseball. There are more people in attendance. It's more popular than ever. It's bringing in a lot of money, but it's not good for the competitive nature of the game. I don't like it when a team can go and spend that much, and others simply can't. Now, is there a choice? I think it would be foolish for a lot of teams to spend that kind of money on anyone. Just because, you know, first of all, that's 13 years. Think about that. If Bryce Harper gets injured 3 years into this, you owe him $335 million regardless. And you know, I wouldn't be willing to take that chance. Most long-term deals I see are good for a short period of time, but then they end up hurting a club. And there are many examples of that. I think the Pirates just need to be they have to spend more. There's no doubt. I'm tired of watching, looking for diamonds in the rough. I understand there's some of those will turn into good players. You know, they're going to do it by drafting, developing. Right now, they have a very good pitching staff. I would have liked to have seen them go out and support it with more than what they have right now. They're taking calculated risks at third. Can Jung Ho Kang with his third home run today, can he continue this and can he turn back to what he was? If he is, fine. If he doesn't, they have problems. Don't know exactly what they got at short at this point. Can Adam Frazier have every day at second base? What are you going to get out of your catcher offensively, consistently? You know, I don't know. There's a lot of you can go out and do more because this is a very competitive division and one that I think many of these teams help themselves, specifically the St. Louis Cardinals. Anyway, that was a long answer to your question. Sorry about that. Let's go out to line 4. That's John in Pitcairn. Hey, John.
Yes, sir. I'm kind of confused here. Okay, maybe I'm wrong for saying this. We got two Pennsylvania teams, Phillies and the Pirates, right?
Mm-hmm.
How in the world could the Phillies come up with $300 million and the Pirates?
Because it's a bigger market that has a bigger television presence, and they have a television sort of a superstation there with Comcast that brings in a lot of money for them. I mean, it's as simple as that. They don't share revenues here. They don't have a salary cap or floor.
Right.
They have a lot of things that other sports do have, and I think you have to have that in some form, or else you have the haves and the have-nots. It's simple.
And I agree with you 100%. I mean, it's just a crying shame because
Well, hey.
for a while there, you want to admit it, they did have good teams, and then all of a sudden it just banged
Well,
out.
they didn't support it with more money, and guys, they let
I
guys
agree.
go away. And quite frankly, I think that would be my criticism of them. They have some good young pitching right now. I think their starting pitching is very good. I think their bullpen may be the best in the division. So therefore, if you get any sort of production in the field, you should be a contender, and they still they might be. But you don't want to fall short and look back at the end of the year and say, man, I wish I would have done this or that. There's still time for that to happen. We'll see how it goes. 412-575-2600. We got a lot of tweets and more calls on the way. We'll take a break, come back with those right here live on Pittsburgh CW.